you watched, everybody else watched today. Jaire Alexander go to the Baltimore Ravens on a 1-year, $4 million deal with $2 million in incentives. The Pittsburgh Steelers, according to Ricky the Dog on Twitter or something, they reached out. I was not able to confirm that. Can't say that they did, but there was plenty of conversation about if they should and if the Pittsburgh Steelers may have missed out on an opportunity for a guy that ended up being pretty cheap at $4 million, maybe $6 million for a 1-year deal. Instead, they got to face him twice a year. And I get it. Jaire Alexander is a name that right now comes with some concerns about his ability to stay on the field, but when on the field, a pretty damn good corner. Your thoughts when the news happened, and to go deeper than that, I think everybody wants to know your thoughts when the contract came out.
Ooh, I was a little disappointed to see that the Steelers weren't able to snag him. I do think he would have been a difference maker in the secondary, and I think that the Steelers, were a legitimate fit for him. So, again, disappointed to see that he didn't land with the Steelers, and even more of a gut punch to see him land with an AFC North rival. But it does make a ton of sense with his familiarity with Lamar Jackson that he winds up there. All that being said, the contract makes it an extra little gut punch because, I mean, it's not like we didn't think he would take a lot of money or that he would require a lot of money to sign with the new team, especially because he was coming off of a ridiculous amount of guaranteed money. The exact amount is escaping me, but I feel like it was somewhere in like the 70s or 80s, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe that was the total value. But either way, he was pretty cheap, especially for what he can bring if he's healthy and on the field. So yeah, the Steelers definitely could have, swung it. And it sounds like it wasn't really a money issue or a fit issue. It sounds like he just kind of maybe wanted to play with his buddy more than he wanted to play in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's a great point there. Great little anecdote is that Lamar Jackson definitely had a heavy hand in recruiting Jaire Alexander to the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know if the Steelers had anybody. Oh, wait, this guy, Aaron Rodgers, probably could have helped for sure, but he didn't. And I understand that. Like, I'm not, upset with the situation. But for those who will say, because it was the first thing I thought too when it happened was, man, dude, Lamar he pulled that one in. Great for Lamar Jackson. And then my brain went, Aaron Rodgers was just sitting there, huh? Nobody was like, you should probably call him and see if he wants to come play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I don't know if they were interested. I don't know if they were looking for a corner. They feel pretty content, which is, I don't know, maybe a little bit concerning. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the move. I can't say that it's the bad idea or the wrong idea as we sit here today, but I do think that if I was the Steelers, I'd be open to considering outside options. Jaire Alexander would have been one of them for $4 million. Would have easily been the name that I felt comfortable bringing in. I would have played him on the outside. If he wants to earn a starting job over Darius Slay, awesome. If he wants to work on the inside, even better. But I'd feel very comfortable with signing Jaire Alexander instead of letting him walk to the Baltimore Ravens. I'll ask this question. Do you think that Jaire going for no money and kind of getting the wheel moving on the cornerback market sparks a Jalen Ramsey move in the coming weeks? And do you think the Steelers maybe jump on that one or have more chance to jump on that one than they do or did Jaire Alexander?
I think I'll cut to the point, to cut to the chase early. I don't think it makes it any more realistic. And I think the contract terms with Jalen Ramsey create the bigger issue than the fit. But I think since there is one less option on the market and maybe the next best option and next most realistic option is no longer available, I think the Steelers now have to take a much longer thought and approach when it comes to Jalen Ramsey. If they can get him cheaply and if they can, make it happen for very little assets, I think you have to consider it a lot more now. I mean, now the need, if they are content, if what you posited there a minute ago is correct, I think that is a huge cause for concern. I think the secondary is just not really set up to succeed and sustain itself for the entirety of the 2025 season. So it feels like a piece is more necessary with every single passing day. So yeah, I think you got to now. I don't think it's realistic again, but I think you have to maybe consider again, can you bring in a Jalen Ramsey and can you make it happen for maybe cheaper than you would expect?
Yes, so the cheaper than you expect thing to me is like, okay, Jaire Alexander got the ball rolling in the right direction, which is the wrong direction for the cornerback market, the right direction for a team like the Steelers who are looking to add. And I'm not positive that they're going to or that they're even considering it, but they should, and they should make phone calls. And if they are thinking, okay, this is a little bit less than what we anticipated, great. Don't hold back, especially in a season, in a year where you are pretty much all in. And that's a move that can make you even more all in. If Jalen Ramsey, which he is available, but if he's cheap at some point between now and training camp. The other news and note.